Because the major thing, it touched on something very, very important, which is the main message I have for everyone listening to us and all the other panelists, is stakeholder engagement. It's very critical. I mean, I heard it on the previous panel session as well. Now, I did mention in one of my engagements with one of the fintechs. Fintechs are innovative entrepreneurs seeking to provide solution to an existing problem or to bring about the same product, leveraging technology. That's what it is. Now, they bring this solution to users, but there in the middle stands a regulator who is mandated to do some things. I mean, fairness of the market or the operation, transparency, making sure everyone is accountable. So in all of this mix, you need critical stakeholder engagement. So on the regulatory side, so to be more direct, there are a couple of things that the SEC had done. Now, my conversation is not going to be on the defensive about what we have done. I think we should have a conversation about what should be done to increase or to foster the growth beyond what level we see that. And you mentioned that given the regulatory upheaval, I wouldn't agree. It's been an upheaval. To be honest, we are guided by laws, yeah, okay. And we uphold laws and we create rules. And the reason, when there's no law, there's no sin. Do you get what I mean? Before, before innovation came, things will be done in a certain way. Now, if the rules are meant to change to suit the world new order, everybody needs to come around the table, have a clear understanding, so that you, the creator, the innovator, the end users, and even the regulators are well informed early enough into the discussion. It doesn't have to be early enough, even well enough into the discussion. So to create rules that everyone will play by, and so there's an issue of transparency, investor protection, and every other thing is taken care of ab initio. Now, over the last 2 years, I joined the Securities and Exchange Commission about 15 months ago, and I was in the private sector, in the capital market, actually, and that's what I've been doing for over 17 years before I came. Now, knowing what I know now, I think the key message I'd like to pass across to every other person, the fintechpreneurs and all of that, is this criticality of stakeholder engagement. Laws had been created, rules had been written based on an existing idea. You have come with this brilliant, life-changing, world-impacting, disruptive technology. Fantastic. Again, if new rules are not written to protect that disruptive and brilliant idea, it could be subject to abuse. Definitely. Once it's subject to abuse, remember, the Securities and Exchange Commission, for example, is not just, when you talk about investor protection, it is not just about the mom and pop that are just bringing $1 or a naira from the street. It's there to even protect you as a capital market, a potential capital market operator from abuse. I know there's been a lot of news and a lot of things that have been mentioned around Ponzi schemes. Ponzi schemes are not new. From the 1800s, they've been quite popular. But do you know what they say about a bad cook just spoils the broth? Yeah, we've been having brilliant ideas from, I don't want to mention names, some names have been mentioned here, about how they've been leveraging technology to unlock the huge potentials. And I'll give you one statistic, for example, in our collective investment industry. I think over the last 15 years, I think the total number we're struggling with is under 500,000, definitely 400,000 or thereabouts. 4 fintech platforms came together about maybe the oldest one, maybe 18 months or 2 years ago. Guess what? Amongst all of them, they have almost 600,000 users in just 2 years. You understand? So we see clearly the potential fintechs and technology brings to the table. We see clearly, we are not obfuscated in any way. We are not confused. We are not even in a state of mirage about how well this could be done, on how we could leverage it to develop the economy, deepen our markets, and even engender more compliance with rules and regulation. I mean, everybody uses technology in every sphere. But the question is, You see, everything is, back in the days, Voltron, arms, legs, head, everything coming together. We need to be around the same table to forge ahead, or else we'll keep having frictions. I mean, take the example, if you're in a game of tennis, once you're serving, you expect the person at the other end to return the ball. And there's an umpire who is not part of the game, but is telling you about the rules of the game. So there's a fair play and everything. So that's the point, and that's where the SEC stands. I like the points that are, in fact, the discussion that have been had all morning makes my position a bit lighter, because I thought I was going to be firefighting and defending positions for everyone. But it just makes, I think I'll just leave it at critical stakeholder engagement and knowing that the regulators are partners in progress and jointly together, understanding each other's ambits and mandates will help the entire process. I'll leave it here for now.